How's it going, everyone? My name is Jovani and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be working on the two-piece drive shaft for our 1981 C20 pickup that we're LS swapping. And before we get started, I'm just going to take a quick second to ask you guys to go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you guys are liking the content that we're making. Only a small percentage of people that actually watch my videos are subscribed, so it doesn't take anything, it's free. If you want to just hit the subscribe button, go for it. And now without any further delay, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so now we're underneath the truck, and the reason why is because I'm going to be taking down this center bearing, because as you can see this one's just gone, it's destroyed. So I'm going to drop this center bearing, and then we're going to take out the drive shaft, press on a new center bearing, and then we're going to try to get, I also bought a new slip yoke for this, so that way it'll slip into our 4L60. And then I'm probably going to end up pulling the engine forward maybe like an inch or so, just so we have some clearance for that slip yoke. 11/16 bolts. There's our center bearing. You guys can see this thing's just blown out. It's gone. So put a new center bearing on there. I might as well just disconnect the rest of the drive shaft down there. A couple little 10 8mm bolts just to take the U-joint out, and then we'll slide this guy out, press this guy on, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so we got our drive shaft out. This is the front, this is the back. What I have to do is I have to disconnect this portion of the drive shaft, and there's a little bolt in here that'll allow this to slip out. And then once that's done, we can go ahead and slip this old carrier bearing off and then press on the new one. I'm just making some marks so that way I know which way it went. So these things get pretty rusted in there sometimes, so you just gotta kind of tap them with the screwdriver so that way they pop out. There we go. There's a U-joint cap, or end, whatever you want to call it. And then, so now this guy, you basically just go the opposite way with it now. This part's a little bit harder. There's our other U-joint cap thing. Alright, there's our drive shafts disconnected. This is the rear. We don't need to touch that right now. Alright guys, so went ahead and removed the U-joint here just because I'm going to change it out anyway. I was having a really hard time figuring out how this thing worked. So this is like a slip joint. You can see it goes up and down, but once you pull it all the way up, so yeah, you pull it all the way up and it just stays on there. Well, there's actually a cap right here. It doesn't look like it because it's dirty, but see, this piece twists off. Keep spinning that until it pops off. All right, there you go. And now we should be able to just pull the whole thing off. There we go. All right, put some marks on there so we know that this side goes on this side. And then we'll take our yoke off and just leave it there. And then we have to somehow get this carrier bearing out. So let me figure this one out for a second, and then I'll get back to you when I find a solution. So yeah, that piece is actually just a rubber seal, so it just slides right up like that. Alright, so we ended up cutting off all the rest of this bearing. As you can see, it was a mess. It was a lot of work. But we got the new one just hammered on. I just used a pipe fitting over this, and then smashed it in, and then I just tacked this thing on there. Not sure what this is for, but it works. All right, so now we have our center bearing placed onto the drive shaft. I'm going to connect the front drive shaft to the rear drive shaft. I bought some new U-joints, and then I'm also going to add in our new slip yoke for the 4L60 on the front of that. I might have to see what kind of U-joint I need. I'm not sure if the one I have is going to be the right one. All right, so I looked around online the best that I could. I don't think any of my local stores have the right combination part. I'm almost certain that what I'm gonna need is going to be a 1310 to a 1350 conversion joint. As you can see, this is a 1310 U-joint. This one's too loose to fit inside of the drive shaft itself. And then this is the U-joint that we just pulled. This is the right size for it. So I believe I'm just gonna order one off of Summit or something. It'll be here a lot faster than me ordering one through the parts stores. And either way, I still gotta finish the rest of these U-joints. I went to the parts stores yesterday and bought the right ones, which I don't even think these are the right ones, to be honest. You know, whatever. We'll see what we have. We'll see what we can replace. I mean, now is honestly the best time to replace these. It makes no sense not to, since we already have everything out. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this done. Well, and 2 seconds later, it turns out you can't trust anything you purchase from a parts store. Let me just show you guys what's going on here. So this, their last one that I bought, here's the part number. Looked it up in the system, should have been for this part of the U-joint. As you can see, too big. It's like a 1350, I believe, 1330, 1350, either side. Luckily though, when I ordered my slip yoke, they did include a 1310, so that's going to be the right size for both of these, so we can get this guy in here in the middle, and it is greasable, which is nice. And then hopefully one of these guys works for the rear end portion of the drive shaft, because yeah, I don't want to keep buying U-joints. These things are like $20 a piece. I'll just return these two. So all right, now I'm going to get this done. This one might need the press. Alright, so we got a new U-joint there, and now just get a new U-joint in the back here, or at least check this one. Alright, so maybe 2-3 days later, got myself the hopefully the right U-joint. I ordered it off of Summit. Now it's time to get this guy onto here and this guy on there as well. It is super windy outside right now, so I'm trying to only film in the garage because otherwise you just won't be able to hear me. So we do have some other stuff we still need to throw on the truck, but let's go ahead and get this part done for now. This is the part number for this. It is a 1310 to a 1350 U-joint. I'll put the right size right here, but this should be the right part number for it. I hope it is, because I don't want to order another one. Okay, that's done. All right, and as you guys can see, there is our drive shaft all put back into place, connected to the rear end. You can see my slip yoke there is sticking out quite a bit. I'm still playing with the engine mounts, trying to get that a little bit tighter fit than that. I'd like to just shrink that distance by maybe, you know, an inch or two, just so we have no risk of the slip yoke falling out during any driving. So yeah guys, that about wraps up this video. If you guys like what I'm doing here on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Drop this video a like, it helps me out a ton. Also, if you guys have any questions, any at all, you can always follow me and message me on Instagram at Jovani Dante. You can hit me up on Facebook, facebook.com/Jovani Dante Griego, or you can visit my website, JovaniDanteGriego.com. I have lots of articles on there, tons of info, parts list, all that good stuff. As always guys, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.